Alright guys, today we have another Iron-Blooded Orphans review, and it is the Graze Kai 2, or as Shino renamed it, the Ryusei Go. And it is a very, very different version of the Graze custom because Shino kind of put his own spin on it. As you can tell, it's not green anymore. It is very pink. Nobody knows quite why he went with pink, but he did. Yeah, so let's go ahead and go over the box art here because it's kind of awesome. We got the great image here of the great pink wonder that is Ryusei Go, and it is just looking, well, pink. You've got their ship right here. Looks like he had just launched out of it. You look over here, you've got a colony, you've got explosions, and you've got some asteroids. I love how the box art reflects where it is in the series. So you see they've already got their spaceship. They're interacting with other people. They're out there in space finally. That's just really neat. And I guess you've got either a sun or some kind of galaxy. I don't know what's going on over here. Then you've got the normal Iron-Blooded Orphans writing there. Nice little shot of Shino. HD Iron-Blooded Orphans. It says Ryusei Go, Graze Kai's custom there. Come to the bottom as usual. Got some good fun product shots here of the Ryusei Go pointing his gun and saying die. Well, maybe not die. I don't know what he said. Nice little shot of it flying here. You can see a little bit more of the side. He does have a second gun in there. Of course, here you get to see where the Graze head opens. You get the eye inside as usual. Come back here. Still has the very big thruster. Now, it's still showing it kind of pivoting there. I'm going to have to look at it again, make sure that's on a ball joint. You can really move it around. And then, of course, I think here it's showing off more of the shoulder flexibility. It's got, that's probably what it's showing. I can't read that. It's in Japanese and I'm not. Come over here and you've got him in a nice little action pose, swinging his axe here, and he's got his little machine gun there. And here we show you can customize it. Now this is a heck of a customization, guys, because this is actually the long-range booster. This is one of the few kits that is made to actually go with the long-range booster. I don't own that, so I can't really show that off this go-around. But see, this version, he kind of mounts these the big pointy binders on his knees, so that's pretty cool. And come back around this side, same thing as the top box art, BandaiHobby.net, and it's number 12 in the series. I'm sort of going in the order they kind of appear, but since I don't have all of them, I kind of missed some here and there. Here you got the great front and rear shot as usual, and once again, unlike the Barbatos, they're actually the same shot, just front and rear. Little read up on Shino here, talking about CGS, of course, because that's who they used to work for. Gtakatsu.com, as usual. Story there, of course, a new image showing progress of the story. The don't put this in your face, it'll kill you. Different types of plastic, please recycle. This one also cost 1,200 yen, so they got a little more expensive as they started going on, but they come with more things, so I guess that's a good thing. And the illustration is by Yamada Takahiro. That's kind of funny. Takahiro, cool. And then the background image is by Saito Yoshinobu. So it's actually a different artist now, because some of the other ones were different names. But Yamada Takahiro, that's a new name. But Saito Yoshinobu has always done the background images. And you people do great work, but unfortunately it's upside down. So let's go ahead and open up the big, great pink wonder we've got here with the Ryusei Go. Alright guys, now I've got the Ryusei Go out of his box and looking very, how do we say, pink? And I don't know how to say it. It stands out way more than the original Graze custom. Just, I guess, it gotta be just the color, but, you know, with the extra custom touches that Shino added to it, it sort of made it his own suit, just kind of like Akihiro did. And this one, it's just, it definitely stands out amongst the Graze bunch. As you can see, I'm back to my old normal review stand, and that's because the stand that is for this guy is much taller than my normal review stands, and we'll get around to that later. But this thing is just cool. It's got some great color separation between the pink and the kind of reddish color there. Got the fun axe here. Now, something that's different with this one, and once again, I don't know where they come up with all the parts for this. It's got a totally different butt skirt section here. Very, very different than the standard Graze or even the Graze Kai. And as you can tell, I don't have this one loaded down with the extra weaponry as I did with the other one. But you can see custom paint I did. It's hard to tell, but I did pretty much all of the inner frame with the metallic gray-brown marker. You can see it here. You can see it really good on the weapons. Did this very dark. I painted the thrusters inside the shoulders here. Added a tiny bit of gold in there. Let me zoom back just a little bit. This guy's kind of tall. Painted this big thruster back here. Let's go ahead and see, because it showed you can move this thruster around. Oh, you can. You can totally. It does actually have a hinge, just like it used to. But this one actually does move properly. The other one didn't really want to, so obviously there's something wrong with my first one. But let's go ahead and get close-ups of this guy. I'm going to stand out the way here. And you get the kind of standard-ish Graze head, but they changed it, and he added this really long antenna fin. I don't even know what to really call it. But usually, whenever you see something like that, that means he's a commander of some sort. But because Shino did this, he's not one of the commander. He's basically third tier in their pilot ranks. We can open up the head here. How do you see? He added these cool shark eyes. I don't know where he got them, or where he got the idea, technically, in the series. But, you know, it's like the old school thing. You know, old school planes. Had that helicopter, seen some cars. But get in here, you get the Graze eye. And I painted it with that dark metallic with some gold, just to make it stand out. And I actually painted the actual Graze visor there gold. It's hard to see because the light doesn't want to hit it right. There it goes. But of course, you get the Graze head open gimmick. It can turn about as much as any Graze. Of course, because the head itself moves more than the neck. The neck itself doesn't seem to ever really want to move. It just pivots on that head joint. But as with all other Grazes, it has the great shoulder/chest articulation. Now, I have a problem with mine. I don't know if it's just how I built it or just the way it is. This upper ab crunch is very loose. Like you can see, that doesn't take hardly any effort to really move the guy around. Same thing with the lower ball joint. It's very loose too. But that's enough from that. Come here, and you get some different shoulders. These are very different shoulders than any other Graze. Because, in fact, he borrowed these, or stole, from the Hyakurin. These are actually Hyakurin shoulders. But he took them, he painted them. And, in fact, I painted them right here, just to add that dark triangle there, because normally there would be a white or something on the Hyakurin, but it's supposed to be dark colored on here. I just went ahead and took that dark gray marker that I love so much to it. And of course, it's got the awesome thrusters tucked away in there. You can see a little gold paint. The arms, same articulation as everything. Bicep rotation, single jointed elbow, HG fist. You can only get that so many different ways. The shoulders, very, very posable because it's a Graze. It can move all over the place. Look at this. This happens when you have hinges, ball joints really worked well together. So the ball joint captured up here is actually on a hinge. Then you have the hinge of the arm, and then that's actually within a ball joint in and of itself. So it is incredibly posable. And because it's just real easy to spot, you got the standard Graze gun, as usual. Same thing as the Graze axe, just with the extra paint job he got there. And then I'll just talk about this real quick. This little bitty machine gun that he added is actually the same gun as the lance that the Graze Schwalbe has, but it adds these ammo clips on the side instead of the round ammo clip. But that's enough of that. You get down to the waist, and like I said already, it has the standard ball joint, but it's limited by the actual side skirts. Side skirts themselves do pivot, as they always do, and they have their own tilt and rotation in and of themselves. You come down to the fabulous Graze hips. Graze hips. And you've got the nice swivel there, upper thigh swivel, the ridiculous Graze knee bend, and here you can actually really see that metallic paint I used inside the leg there. And I think I did this inner frame right here silver, like just added it a little bit just to break it up. Color separation, guys, color. And the great Graze ankle, swivel hinge on a ball joint. So great. Great Graze articulation as usual. There's not a whole lot of extra option kits to this, just because it comes as this. It doesn't need any extra weapons. And other than the long-range booster, he doesn't really use any other weaponry, really. I think maybe one point he uses one of the extra axes from somebody, and maybe a different gun. But for the most part, this is just how he is. You know, if you've seen any of the other Graze reviews, you've seen basically this guy as it is. But let's go ahead and bring out this former self so we can see a direct comparison. And see, he's looking over him like, what did you do? What did you do to me? You get to see the very staunch color difference here. That green, pink. He really, really wanted something different. Now, I have to look at it, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, almost all these parts, of course, the same. And if you notice, whenever you build this one, almost all the runners are the same. It comes with runners for this, the normal Graze, and the Graze Kai. So that's why it costs a little bit more. It actually has way more options built directly into the kit. So if you didn't want to use these shoulders, it comes with the normal shoulders for this guy. So the normal square shoulders. So you can actually build this kit, minus the option parts, with this guy. So you come back here, so you can see that extended butt skirt he's got. And I think it's actually another thruster right here. You know, he's wanting to fall over. This guy's heavy, guys. He's small, but he's heavy. So you can really see, of course, mind you, this is all extra stuff back here, but you can see the real big difference. Even, you know, because he switched from the white to the pink. Of course, this is just more like a standard gray, because like I said, I think I forgot to paint that. This one's a dark gray. I did paint it and got in there with the gold inside. But for the most part, a Graze is a Graze is a Graze. But, you know, Shino really wanted to make his stand out and make sure you knew it was him. It stood out. And of course, when you're fighting, you know, 1,000 other different Grazes, you certainly want to change up the color scheme a little bit to make yours stand out, so your friends probably don't want to shoot you by accident. Okay, we'll set that in there, because of course he fell over. Now he's all out of whack. And of course, like I said, all this guy is mostly the option parts. Otherwise, he'd be very, very similar to this one. You even get the same head with a small crest. But like I said, Shino really wanted to stand out. And in fact, I forgot to point this out. This guy also doesn't come with a ton of stickers, but it would come with the standard Graze stickers here in the cockpit, the eye/visor sticker, the actual eye sticker on the inside. The only stickers I really used, though, were the shark eyes up here. But this actual tip that's white, that's supposed to be a wraparound sticker, but because, frankly, those are terrible, I painted it white. So, as usual with these reviews, we're going to go ahead and get him set up with the rest of the IBO kits in just a second. So we've got the IBO display happening here. Now this one's going to take a little bit of finagling to get it in place, but I believe I see how to do it. Like I said before, I'm going off older pictures I did when I had this display complete before. And this is what I meant by this guy was on a much larger stand. He's on a, will basically be a master grade scale stand, which is much larger and taller. So I'm gonna have to finagle this guy in here a little bit to get it to fit. Okay, come on. Come on, buddy, get in there. And there we go. I don't believe he was any higher than this. So the way I kind of had it displayed was you get the past version with the new version kind of together. That's why I have the Graze Kai here and Ryusei Go more or less above him. And that's really close to where he's supposed to be, just going by my picture. I might have it too far back in reality. I think it's supposed to be in a different hole. Give me a second. Go right. If I can get it to move. Come on, guys. I think, is it there? Yeah, that's where it's supposed to go. Okay. And then we can turn him on his base just a little bit. Sorry, Gushin, your gun's gonna have to get out of the way. Yeah, because he was basically just kind of right over there. So, kind of pull back and you see this ridiculous little display. Like I said, it will get finagled over time, but this is basically how it's coming together, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this review, and definitely look into these kits. They're cheap, they're fairly easy, they're very well detailed, and it's just one of the best lines, especially the Grazes, because they're so ubiquitous and you can just borrow parts from every Graze to put on other Grazes. But make sure you like and subscribe. Check out all my other Gunpla build videos and my other IBO reviews that are going to all be in a nice little playlist here in a little bit. But as always, make sure you keep on building.